experience in sales management, digital work, and manufacturing. He operates at the intersection of technical expertise and people development. He is the convener of Elevate, a youth focused leadership and communication initiative designed to equip young people with clarity, confidence, and the ability to communicate and live with purpose and influence. He is also the CEO of Top Footwears, a footwear brand built on craftsmanship, creativity, and quality production, reflecting his belief in value creation through skill and innovation. Having served in leadership roles across academic, spiritual, and professional spaces, he carries a strong conviction that true leadership begins with discipline, clarity, and service, blending faith based principles with practical execution. His voice is bold, practical, and purpose driven, focused on helping individuals move from confusion to clarity and from potential to impact. So, can we make welcome our second speaker for today, Mr. Emmanuel Titus? Can we give our reactions and welcome him? You're welcome, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So thank you very much for joining. Yeah, it's been an amazing time with everybody. And then the speakers have said a lot of things. One of the things he ended with was be bold, and it's a very good thing. Be bold. What I'm going to go into now is about communication. Yeah, when you're bold enough, you don't. Yesterday the speaker was talking about um don't care too much about people's opinion because their opinion doesn't really matter. You get, so you have to be bold, own whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's what I'm going to start from. Own whatever you want to do. So for me, I'm going to talk about communication. Yeah. I'm going to talk about communication. So yeah, let's move. I'm going to share a slide real quick, but let's just continue with this. Yeah. So I'm going to paint a scenario, and I want our opinion on this. So picture yourself the last time you were in a conversation, probably in a meeting, and then you feel like you're stuck, and then you really don't have something to say. Words doesn't come to you, or you are being introduced to somebody new, and then you're supposed to talk to the person, but you really did not know what to say at that particular time. It was just blank. You felt invisible, like nobody was interested in whatever you want to say. So, how many of us have been in that scenario? If you have, you can just simplify it. All right, all right. Can see somebody raising their hand. Yeah. So that's it. All right. So now your voice is connected to your influence. So this is it. Your voice is what connected to your influence. So whatever you say, what I'm going to talk about is communicate with impact. We've been talking about influence and all like that. But you need to know that whatever you say, whatever you do is connected to your influence. Your voice is connected to your influence. So communication is more than talking. Many people just think that when you want to communicate, you just need to talk. But then you don't know that communication is more than talking. So now, communication includes your tone. There's what we call many people that are in choir now. You don't understand this. We have high tone, we have low, we have mid, stuff like that. So your tone and attitude matters in your communication. So and I was talking about confidence the other time, and confidence and energy. Confidence. The last week I was talking about confidence. Own whatever you want to do. Don't care about their opinion. Own whatever you want to do for yourself. I was saying that if you want to do something and then you was feeling like, okay, should I do this? Should I do this? You just went straight to the status and posted. That's the first step to come out of here. Just do whatever you want to do and own it. That's the thing. And then your body languages and then listening ability. Many people just want to speak, but they don't know how to listen. And it's a very good thing to listen. And then when somebody is talking to you, um, you need to be able to listen to understand, not listen to speak. Don't be in an haste to talk. You understand what I'm saying now? So that's why your voice is connected to your influence. Probably somebody is talking to you, and then you feel like okay. This you need to understand what the person is saying, listening to understand, and emotional intelligence. You need to be intelligent emotionally. Are you with me? Is everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. You need to be intelligent emotionally and how you respond to people. Yes, some of the things I was going to be saying, the last speaker I mentioned, impact is not about noise. You get impact is not about noise. Impact is about clarity and intention. You have to be intentional and having clarity. You understand what I'm saying now? So you have to, it's just not about making noise. He said influence is not by blowing. He said it, you can blow, but you are not influential. You can just run out on probably Instagram or so, and then a million likes, and then you are good to go. That video has a million likes, and then you are not influential. You are just coming to us as somebody that wants to blow. And you make example of Pella now. Pella is not influential. In a layman word, you can say, he's an influential guy. You get, because he have a lot of people following him. He have people that know his name and stuff like that, but it doesn't really have value that he provides to people. You get, he's just there making videos, and then yeah, that's it. So another thing is good communication means people. You get, understand. Good communication make people understand you. They make people trust. The way you convey your message really matters. You understand what I'm saying now? The way you come. I'm going to talk about strategic communication real quick, very soon. So the way you talk, make people understand you, make people trust you, and they remember you positively. Every of the speakers that have talked to us through this meeting, you get, you cannot forget them because they've impacted you in one way or the other. That's just the thing. They've impacted you in one way or the other. And then good communication makes people connect with you. Makes people connect with you. They don't feel lost whenever they are talking. Now, when I was talking, people begin to think about, oh, I'm an introvert, extrovert, I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this. But you need to know those things are not excuses. Those things are not excuses. They are just what? Personality that explains the type of a tendency. You are an introvert. Your tendency is just that you sit alone, you do all of those things. They are just your tendencies. They doesn't limit what you can do. They doesn't limit your. Are you with me? All right. So there are just tendencies that doesn't limit what you can do. Then now, if you're an introvert, let's see this. Your strength are many introverts, they think deeply because they are most times alone. They think deeply and they observe things clearly. You get, now you can begin to segregate yourself into some other things that, okay, I'm an introvert, extrovert, ambivert, all of those things. But introvert now, they think deeply and they observe carefully. They listen intentionally. You get what I'm saying now? And they speak with wisdom. I'm just going to read this through and then explain. They are powerful communicators. It means that many introverts, they think deeply, but they cannot talk. That's the issue. They hide behind labels. They hide behind whatever it is. They just stand in that meeting and then they listen. They observe those expressions. They observe. They have value to provide, but then they cannot because they feel like, okay, if I say this, what are people going to think about it? People are going to think about what I said. People are going to think about the way I said it. Probably your English are just working on your English or your communication, how to convey your message. You get what I'm saying now? So that's the thing. They avoid conversation. They assume that you have nothing to say, and that's a bad thing. They assume they don't have something to say, but meanwhile they do. They do. They are waiting for the perfect moment to talk. Actually, there was a question that was asked: how do you break out of those things? The question that was, how do you break out of that? Why still learning? Just start, and then you continue. The goal is not for them to see, oh, this guy is perfect. The last speaker was saying that no matter who you are, you always make mistakes. Yes. I think I was making a video yesterday and I was saying that it's okay to make mistakes. Yes, it's perfectly fine to make mistakes because now there are people to carry you up, there are people to help you. But many people don't know that whenever you are influential. You don't know that it is very, you are exposed to the limelight. That's what people don't know. You are exposed to the limelight. There are some things that you cannot be able to do anymore. That was the thing. This is the time that you can do them. This is the time that you have ability to do all of those things because you can make mistake now. You are not so much influential. But when you have so much influence and then you are already at the limelight, you are restricted from doing a lot of things. A lot of things. So the goal is to expand who you are, to make you think up. They make you think outside the box. You get there's a saying that I used to say, and then is if when you want to think, throw away the box. You get what I'm saying now? Throw away the box. Think like there's no even box. Because if you are thinking like outside the box, it means that you are still having a compacted area to your thinking. Okay, you want to think inside this room. So you cannot think outside the room. But think like there's no even room. You have hectares of land. Think about those things. Think around those things. So there's no limit to your thinking. That's the thing. And then the goal is to build confidence by doing. The last speaker was saying it. He said, people don't grow by not doing. You grow by doing. That's the thing. I was listening to Christian Yakilomen, and he was saying something. When God calls you, start now. Start now. When you are sure of the call, start now. Because if in the next 5 years you become more good in preaching, you become more good in what you do. You understand what I'm saying now? So whatever you are called to do, start now. If you are waiting to gain so much experience to be perfect before you do, you will be five years late. So if you start now, around the next 5 years, you will be more exposed. You have more experience within the 5 years. So whatever you want to do, build confidence by doing it, by starting now, and then speak with courage. You get enter every room boldly. Confidence is not built by hiding. Now I was saying the other time, it's built by engaging. You engage to build confidence. How do you pass the exam? By engaging the exam. You understand what I'm saying now? So you build confidence by doing. You build. So okay, there was a day I was seeing. I saw a video online. It was the father of Elon Musk was saying that how does he feel about his son, confidence and all like that. It was saying that it was when they were growing up, he taught them confidence. And one other thing he said in that video was that he can just give little amount to one of his sons and then give it to somebody, to a beggar, in front of everybody. Many people don't do those things. Many people cannot do those things. Be like, okay, people will be looking at me. Just give it to the person. So he said those are the ways that he built his son's confidence. He built people's confidence by engaging them. He engaged his sons and now see where they are today. See Elon Musk, see his brother. See, that's the thing. So uh presence. I'm going to talk about presence now. It's not just by speaking. It's about the way you move, your body languages, the way you speak, the way you even look. The last speaker was saying that build a body for what? For influence. You have to be careful. It was Apostle Tolu that was saying that you are still young. It was saying something. It was saying you are still young. Whatever you want to do it carefully. Do it carefully. But like even the food you eat now, check it so that in the days you are growing old, you will not find it defect in your body. The time you want to do a lot of things, you not find defect in your body. Do you understand that statement? That statement is very heavy. The last speaker was also saying it, build a body for influence. So before you speak, there's a message before you speak. There's something people see. There's something people see even before you speak. And then before you speak, your presence already communicates. Your presence already communicates. Presence is not pride. Presence is dignity. You own your presence. Do you understand? You own your presence. There's a way you walk in some rooms. Even okay, let me share an experience. I heard this from somebody. Forgetting his name now. It was like when they were growing up, their father was like, every travel probably you want to travel by hair, wear a suit. It was a very hard thing. You get when they want to travel, when they are still kids, their father is going to dress them up in suit. So like, okay. So they start traveling. So when they get to the airport, begin to see people that travels with hoodie, begin to see people that travel with just t-shirts, random things like that. So it was not like, okay, why do we do this? The father was just like continue doing it. So when they were very old, when they're getting old, and they want to travel by themselves, and they were wearing a suit, and then they booked for they are first class, they are business class, they are all like that. So they were in business class, and then the guy told his brother was like, let's go to the first class. How does it look like? They never registered for first class, so they were well dressed and all like that. So they entered, and nobody stopped them. You understand? Nobody stopped them asking, okay, where's your pass? Where's your this? Where's your that? And they sat down throughout the flight without booking for your first class. You get, so those things are dignity. The way you dress up, people are going to address you like that. Presence is not pride, it's just dignity. Your dressing, your attitude, your posture, your behavior all contribute to your personal branding. Carry yourself intentionally. You get, carry yourself intentionally. You get, so whenever you walk to a place, whenever you are going out, don't be caught on fresh. That's the word. Don't be caught on fresh. Your posture, your eye contact, your voice tone, your composure and energy. And I was talking about energy the other time. So now let's move to strategic communication. Hope I'm not rushing too much. I'm just checking time. If you have me, just drop a reaction. If you have me, drop a reaction. If you have me, drop a reaction. All right. All right. Thank you. So, strategic communication. Communication with wisdom, awareness, and a clear outcome in mind. Many people lack communicating with wisdom, awareness, and a clear outcome in their mind. First, you need to know what to say. Be clear about your message before you open your mouth. Clarity beats volume. You can know what you want to say. You get, you can know what you want to say and just be calm. The last speaker yesterday was talking about comparison. Somebody was saying that who will listen to you if you are talking so calm, and they are not shouting? We are going to listen to you. And then he was saying that somebody was complaining with the first speaker that he compares, he talk clearly, stuff like that. And then you don't know, you can be shouting and don't know what to say. You can be shouting and don't know what exactly to say. So you can have the highest volume in a room, but then you are speaking nonsense and not speaking in wisdom. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So first, know what to say. Be clear about your message. Whatever you want to say, be clear about it. So think about it before you say it. Have a clear picture of whatever you want to say in your mind. That's the first. Second, know how to say it. Know how to say it. Know how to say it. So when you have a clear picture, you know how to communicate whatever you want to say in your mind. Your tone, your pace, your posture, you get, there's a way you enter some environment. There are words that you cannot say, and there are words that you can say, and then there are words that you need to watch the way you say. Those are the things. I think I was under Pastor Yemi Davis teaching one day. So it was a conference. So it was a small gathering conference. So a pastor asked the question, was like, how do you talk to people? There's a part of the scriptures, especially from Proverbs now. You say, you are a fool. If you do this, you are a fool. Fool, there are so many in Proverbs. And then he was saying that, how do you read those scriptures online? When you begin to say, I don't know about now, but before then, when you say fool about those things, then you say you are a fool, stuff like that. Your probably Instagram or Facebook now, they begin to highlight those words for you, and then before you know it, they begin to flag your account. So it was not saying that you need to watch the way you say them. That's communication. You need to watch the way you say them. Don't just say, okay, you are a fool. That's very sharp. And then those are foul languages online, or it was written in the script. So it was not like, okay, how do we now communicate those things? It was not saying that you can literally say this person is far from wisdom. And if you can understand that word, it's even more striking than you are a fool. When somebody just walk up to you and say, "Oh boy, yeah, you are far from wisdom. You are far from wisdom." That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a very no. So number three, know when to say it. Know exactly when to say it. So timing is everything. When Ecclesiastes chapter 3 was saying there's time for everything under the sun. See, that scripture can never be underrated. There's time for everything. Time to love, time to gather, and time to spit out. You get, so know the time to say it. Sometimes you are not wrong about what you are saying, but you have the wrong timing. That is the thing. You have the wrong timing. So know who you are speaking to, know your audience. It was yesterday that the speaker was saying that you cannot just say your target audience is everybody. It's not possible. Your target audience can never be everybody. You have to have the people you want to eat. You have to have the people you want to eat. So mature communication means reading the environment and adjusting wisely without losing your authenticity. You get, it was last yesterday, and then the speaker was saying that there's a way you communicate, and then he's going to communicate to you without losing his personality, who he is. You get now, who he is, without losing those things. you have to know that you're not the type of person that shouts. So if you begin to shout, people be like, okay, okay. You will be connected to people, but then you feel like this is not who I am. You get to communicate well without losing your authenticity, and then communicating with people of influence. I think many times, and these days, I feel Gen Zs now, those people they tag themselves as Gen Zs, like they really lack communicating people of influence because people of probably you meet somebody on the road. For example, I think I was sharing with somebody and I was asking, for example, you are in a room with probably you met Dangote, Dangote, for example. And then, okay, well, someone I was sharing with you. So you met Dangote, for example, and you were supposed to talk to him. How are you going to talk to him? What exactly are you going to tell him? You know, I was like, that's a very good one. Because if you meet somebody like that, many people will just think that the next thing you want to do is by asking him for help. You get asking for help that also, I need money, I need this, because of the kind of person he is in society. You know that he can help you. You get so many people lack those things. Many people lack those things, and that's why it's going to take us to point number four. You know, after respecting and conflict, clarity, be clear about what you want to say. And my response to the person was that, if I meet Dangote this time around, what I'm going to show him is a business idea. Is a business idea. Because if I ask him for money at that particular time, he can give me, and then when he give me those money, and then we lose communication. Because he already gave me, for example, he gave me some of probably 10 million naira. And then after that 10 million naira, I cannot communicate with him anymore. The next thing just much more communication and not like that. But if I communicate and I show value in my business, it's going to partner with my business. And partnership will require communication. So we are going to be communicating for life as long as that business is still holding. You have to be able to provide value. That I was saying that influence is about value. You have to be valuable enough so that people can value you for influence. You get then when you begin to build those value and then you begin to follow up, relationship go through consistency. You get relationship goes through consistency. Don't just disappear after one meeting. Don't disappear. That's just the thing. Okay, there was a meeting that was held last year, and then I talked to the last speaker that just talked to us now. It was from Innovate Lab and was sharing something about Pastor JD, and then during the conference I had to reach out to Pastor JD and I was like, okay, this and this and this and that, like that. So he actually told me that he will not be available around that time, and then he told me to he's going to send somebody for me. And then he sent somebody eventually. And since that time, we're still communicating. We're still communicating. So don't just disappear after 1 year. Do you understand what I'm saying now? So people of FS are not looking for admirers. They illustrate and then, or you're in the meeting and you met Pastor Aaron. So what is going to be your response? Is video just going to be a response? Many people just respond with video. You're like, oh, let's take it together. And yeah, people can, you saw Pastor Aaron. And that's all. They're looking for people that is worth investing in. Show up as what? As one. Be valuable. Be valuable. How you behave around people of influence can determine whether doors remain open or they close permanent. Meeting somebody like Pastor Aaron, he was saying it in a ministers' conference that people that are heads of his branches now, there are people that he trained himself. You get, they are worth investing in, and you tell them, oh, you go there and do it. You can do it. So they are worth investing in, not just by coming around taking videos and then okay, I know you, I see you. That's all. So those are the things. Communicate with what influence. I'm going to skip one part and then no etiquette. I'm beginning to begin to round up. So we're going to talk about etiquette, emotional intelligence. I said it the first time. Emotional intelligence in action. Etiquette is the unspoken set of rules that govern how trusted people behave. Etiquette is the unspoken set of rules that govern how trusted people behave. There are some etiquettes that you need to. Okay, now I served in some positions while on campus, and then there are some things that we're not supposed to do in the meeting, and then those things are just things that are normal things to people outside, and then they are not things they are supposed to do in an official meeting. And after leaving campus, after having some conversation with some set of people, and then I realized that those are real things. Those are real things for life. There was a day I was at the assembly, and then the assembly is an organization in Ogumosho, and I was sitting down with their stakeholders. I was sitting down about 8 people, stakeholders of the assembly. Even the last speaker was also there. So they were talking about a lot of things, and then I was the only neutral member there. I was just okay. People are talking about a lot of things, and then at the point they have to stop. They were like, okay, Mr. Titus, say something, because they know that I can say something. You get, if I have not learned about etiquette and all of those things, there was no how I was going to communicate well in that meeting. You get, so listening. You have to listen to what people say. Not waiting to talk. And I was saying the other time that there's a way you need to start listening to understand, not listening to talk. When people come to you and talk to you about something, you listen to them. Don't cut them short. I learned it from Miles Muro. Miles Muro was saying that there are times that you need to be silent, and those times, this one is part of those times that you need to be silent. When somebody is talking to you, sharing some things to you, you get, be silent, not waiting for your time to speak. Not waiting, I already have something to say. No, listen to them, then read the room. I already mentioned the other time. You read the room, adjust yourself context, your formal. There are some meetings that you cannot show up with. You cannot just show up with casual clothes. There's some meetings that you need to show up dressing corporate, even without saying it. You get, even without saying it. There's some meetings that you need to show up dressing smart. So digital etiquette, emails, WhatsApp, DMs, that's reflecting your brand. And small courtesies. Arriving on time. Many people have underrated uh, early arrival, early arrivals, and it matters a lot. Arriving on time, saying thank you specifically for something, following up, and those small things build big reputation. You know, and there's a scripture that I added when I was doing this. That let your speech always be gracious and seasoned with salt. Whatever you want to communicate it well. The last speaker was saying, whatever your hand find doing, do it with all your heart. Do it well. Whenever you want to speak with people, I think I learned this from moving forward now. The convener of moving forward, when we were having a conversation, I was like, we are not moved by numbers. Yes, numbers will come, but then if there are no numbers, we still talk to people. We talk to people like I'm talking to 500 people. You get, by the grace of God, I've talked to about 200 people in a meeting. And then there are times that the first meeting I held were about 6 people, and then 12, I was like, okay. I continue to talk to them. I deliver value to them. I deliver the value to them. So, and the time come that I talk to about 200 people, I still deliver the same value. I deliver the same content. You understand what I'm saying now? So you deliver value every time. So everything you find your hand doing, do it well, and let your speech will always be gracious and seasoned with salt. You get? So now, personal brand and kingdom influence. Personal brand and kingdom influence. Many people talk about branding, and like that. So personal branding, people are already forming opinions about you. If you brand yourself, people are forming opinions about you. And then you have people say, they might not say it in front of you, but people say, can this person lead us? Can this person do this thing? Can this person do this? Can they communicate clearly? To appoint a leader, you know, you have to check into all of those things. Can they communicate clearly? Can they be trusted? To be in a good position, you need to be trusted. And then can they represent excellence? When you have somebody representing Nigeria in some other places, the last speaker was telling us that he represented Oyo in Abuja last week in an environment. They checked him and they know that this person can lead, can communicate clearly with us, and he can be trusted. So does it represent excellence? You can understand what I'm saying now. So your voice and your behavior are what are your brand. Your brand is not necessarily your graphics, what you've done, but your branding and your behavior really matter. You may have a good branding and then you don't have a good voice. No voice that I'm talking right now may not have a good what's it called, a good mirror that people see you through. Your behavior might not be so nice. You get. So kingdom influence. Real influence is not popularity. This is like the 10th time I'm hearing this thing today. Real influence is not popularity. Real influence is impact. Real influence is impact. So your words heal and inspire people. There are people that have opportunity to speak to, and then after speaking to them, they share some experience with me. I'm like, oh, this thing have helped me in this way. This thing have helped me in this way, and that's impact. And that's impact. That's impact. Your communication reflects integrity. You get your presence carries wisdom. There are some people that Reverend Tolu that was saying that there are some things that you know that you have. Was saying that there's no how if you come close to him, it's going to impact you without wisdom. By fire by force. There are some people that when you walk around, you just begin to sense wisdom around what you do. When you talk to them, they give you wisdom, do this around this time, do this way, do this way. And before you know it, they are doing well. Speak with grace, boldly and excellence. You get respect, represent the kingdom in every room. And the last speaker was saying that how do you put it? It was kingdom every time, kingdom always. Have it in the back of your mind. Kingdom every time, kingdom always. So watch whatever you say, watch whatever you do. You get life and death are in power of tongue. So whatever you do, whatever you say, how you say them, how you communicate them really, really matter. Really, really matter. So now I'll be giving us 7 things to do starting from today. And everybody are going to be doing that. Starting from today. The first thing, stop hiding behind personal label. Right? I was talking about introvert, extrovert, ambivert, any other vibes you can call yourself. Speak up once this week. You can just record yourself. There's one thing I'm doing recently. Just record yourself and then speak up. The last speaker already helped us. He already told us ways you can show up online. He already gave us 4 ways you can show up online. And then you can just go through those things. And then you know how to show up. So stop hiding behind personal labels. Meet up with new people. Go to conferences and connect with people. Connection is more important. Connect to people. You understand what I'm saying now? Come out of your shell. The first speaker was saying that man is not designed to live in a comfort zone. So get out of the comfort zone and start working on something. This week, make sure you walk around to meet new people. And number 2, record yourself speaking for 2 minutes daily and listen and improve. That's the thing. Record yourself. That is why sometimes I can send you a voice note. And sometimes I don't go back to listen to my voice note. I listen to how my voice sounds. You get. So when you communicate to people, I find so much, every time is a means of communication. Every time is a means of communication. So get better in what you do, because when some doors begin to open for you, those are the things that they will speak up for you. It was Tolu that was saying that, he said, and I quote, he said, there are places that God is still taking him to. That's why he's working so much on his English. Imagine working on your English, and then because there are some rooms that will be open for you. If you don't speak some English, you might not be welcome. You get. So start working on those things. Start investing in the way you dress. Start investing in the way you connect with people. Do you understand those things? Prepare 3 to go questions for every conversation. So ask 3 questions. You ask yourself, do this, and do that. And you explain those questions in those conversations. You get. Audit your life, audit your last professional messages. These are tactics for us to be doing. These are tactics for us we are going to do. Audit your last 5 professional messages. Would you trust this person? You get. Would you trust this person? That's a question. Messages you send the people, ask yourself before you send those messages, would you trust this person? Number 5, before every important conversations, ask what to do. Ask what do I want to do? You understand what I'm saying now? Before you start any important conversation, you ask yourself, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with this? Have intentions. That's the word. Have intention. What do you want to produce with doing this? You get. What do you want to produce with doing this? And number 6, identify one person of influence that connect with you this month. The last speaker was asking us, who is your spec? Who is your spec? It's good for you to have different people across each mountain of influence. You get. So this person is good in this aspect, and you love the way this person does their things. Then you align with it. You align with it. So those are the things. And the 7th thing, the last thing, is write your brand statement. I am known for dash, and I'm trusted with dash. You get, have some things that you can never turn down about. You know, have some things that you can never do for popularity. Have some things that you can never do. You know, when the speaker was saying that you can just go to your street and then you record yourself dancing naked. You know, there's some things that you can never do. Even if majority are doing it, there's some things that no, I can never do this for popularity. That's some things that you can do. I am known for this, and this is what people trust me with. There's some brands that people begin to unfollow them because they diverted from what they've been doing before now. And this is the last thing I'm leaving you with. You were not created to hide. You were not created to hide. Your ideas matter. In that conversation, your idea matter. Your voice matters. Your presence matters. Your presence matters. One conversation can change your life. Imagine if uh, the last speaker has not been consistent in what he's doing. How will Apostle Tolu have just come across him and then recommend him to another person? And see now, there's a change of life. He has changed. You get, so one conversation can change your life. One moment of confidence can create big access for you. Big access for you. I think I was listening to the Olushola and he said every time, every year, have something. There's a Japanese structure that is, I think, insogi. Insogi, and it means that have something that do something that challenge you, that seems impossible for you every year. Something that seems impossible. Have it in your to-do list every year. This year, I'm going to do this. And I already have mine. And I'm working towards it. So something that already seems that when you think about it, you'll be like, oh, this thing is impossible. This thing is impossible. And then have that thing. Have it. Something that seems impossible to you, just begin to do it. Work towards it. You understand what I'm saying now? Build presence, understand etiquette, communicate strategically, and position yourself for access. That's the word. Position yourself for access. And I say it again. Colossians chapter 4, verse 6. You know, it was saying, let your speech be what? Be gracious and seasoned with salt every single time. Be seasoned with salt every single time. So that's the word I'm leaving us with. You are not created to hide. Your ideas matter, your opinion matters. Yeah, that's all you can. So this word I leave with you. Thank you very much.